What's up, everybody? Welcome to Other Space FM. I'm Jason the Ape.
I'm Nana.
Now let's get into it, guys. Day 11 of the HV-MTL Forge live
God damn.
gameplay. It's going fast and slow at the same time, right? Like, I can't believe it's been 11 days, but also, wow, it's been 11 days. It's been a grind.
Yeah, we got 18 weeks of this. So,
Oof.
slow and steady.
Guys, before we even get into it, before we bring our homie Taylor up and our guest of the day, go ahead and retweet this if you're on Twitter. Go ahead and give it a like if you're watching it on YouTube. Let's go ahead and let other homies know. We're doing a late night edition of our gameplay. We might switch it up from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Just to bring in more DGen hours. You know what I mean? Put up the cocktail with it. It's a little bit more time appropriate as well.
A little nightcap with the little forge and chopping it up with the homies. What more can you ask for? We got the homies showing up in the chat. What up, Sniper Bot? What up, A1? What up, Tamu? And what up, Taylor?
Yeah, what up? We got the homie right here, Taylor.
God damn.
How we doing?
Good, good.
Not too much. Just chilling. Some late night Sunday Forge.
Is it Sunday? Wow.
Yeah. Is it Sunday?
I was like, I thought it was just day 11.
Oh, last I checked.
We just counted Forge days now. You know how there's AD and BC, then there's HV. We're 11 days into HV. I was trying to make it work. It didn't work. But we're going to keep on moving. Keep on moving. I got to clean. Yeah, fuck. I got to clean up the. Oh. I got to clean up the plot I showed you guys yesterday because we actually went out and touched grass today. Yeah, dude, Sniper Bot. Shout out to this is what one of them is looking like right now. But
that's looking nice.
That's pretty nice for one day. 300,000 energy, brand new, pretty much as of yesterday.
What's the portal on that? What's the portal level?
12s. I don't know. I'll let you know in about a minute and a half. But the grind is real. It's definitely listen, I didn't even realize that there's gears up here.
Yeah, 1 ape coin, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never played ApeCoin, to be honest with you. I've just been grinding and having fun.
Hey, Sniper Bot said, let's send some ApeCoin. Let's get frisky.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hey, you know what? That's the thing. If you're a little late on it, throw some gears on that. Throw some gears on that.
I mean, if you haven't done any of that, no gears. No, none at all.
What is your plot looking like, Taylor?
No, I'm totally lying. I've got 3 different forges going. Some better than others, let's see. One of them is just an absolute cluster right now, so we're not going to spend too much time here because I'm not too thrilled with it. But it'll make a comeback.
What were you spelling over there?
Yeah, that looked like something.
I was spelling BAYC like right from the beginning before I knew how far the forge extended, and I miscalculated a little bit. But I need to delete a bunch of tiles anyways, so that's a part of the rebuild process once I get this third portal open. Slight miscalculation.
Yo, go throw that.
You can make it work
underneath.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna shift over a couple slots, and we gotta delete a bunch of tiles anyways, so it works out. It's all right.
This game is such a grind, man, and when you make mistakes like that, it's funny.
Baron, can you spell 3500 or 35 on his main one?
No, and so I'm gonna say no. Probably. That's honestly probably.
What was the first thing that went through your head? What compelled you to just be like, no?
Well, because I don't know. I probably could. I just thought I had to erase a lot of the stuff on NFT Sniper Bot's first. He delegated to me the one he had been playing, and it wasn't set up for efficiency, right? So I don't have it queued up. It's on a different computer running right now, but it was kind of like there was just a lot of blocks all over touching the first portal, and it wasn't efficient for energy farming, right? It would have taken forever to get your averages up on the tiles. It would have been really difficult to get the portals leveled up, just leveling up in general would have taken a lot longer. So I deleted almost all of them except the one that was the paid for tile. I left, the ones that touch there. There's 4 tiles now, and they're all level 11 or higher. And so now they're going to generate energy quicker. You're going to be able to do things quicker with it. You can put all those tiles back, but the way it was originally set up with just kind of like a mix match of tiles everywhere was not an efficient way to play the game.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's where my mind went. Now, could I spell out 3,500? Yeah, probably. That's easy enough. I just quickly was like, no, because
no design.
Yeah, I haven't designed anything. We like straight lines that generate a lot of energy.
Yeah, he's an energy maxi, so I can't be mad at that.
So we'll go back over to Taylor. Taylor, what else do you got going on? How's your energy farming going?
Not too bad. I mean, I learned a lot of lessons in the first, 5 to 7 days, and I would have done this way differently knowing what I know now. It's not too late. Still might try and pick up one more heavy. Got my eyes on a couple of pretty cool dynamics. The dynamics, I got to say, like for being one of the like more common heavy class types, have some really cool traits. So looking at a couple of those,
I agree.
If I can, get a few extra votes, but yeah, I've basically kind of got the same thing going for my Celestial and my Dynamic right now, which is kind of this almost straight, not super efficient line to the third portal. The Celestial, I've got all 3 open.
Some pretty tiles over there.
Yeah, I mean they look kind of like random right now, but there's a whole design mapped out, and it's going to make a lot more sense. I've actually already got a bunch of the ones I want stockpiled. So that was something I learned last week too, is when you buy one of the premium tiles from the shop, as soon as you use it, it's gone, and you're buying basically a quantity of 1 tile. So as they start popping up, and I know kind of like how many I need and where I want to place them, I just buy them for like whatever it is, the 35 gears, and stash them, and then it'll show me like how many I have left. And I really like that when you're crafting these premium tiles, you don't have to hit C to like randomly roll it. You can just hit the craft button and it'll toss it right into the ready slot to move it and place it.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks a little random, but there's a whole design over here with a bunch of premium tiles I've got. And I've got all these portals at level 6 right now, going on level 7, trying to get these tiles up to 12. So not in a terrible place with the Celestial. Kind of took the weekend away too to go touch some grass. I was just telling both Baron and Nana before we jumped on the stream that I went up to the mountains this weekend and literally had 0 cell service. So like couldn't even send votes or anything from my phone. I think a few people in the other space community sent a few votes without expecting anything in return. So that was pretty cool to see people still throwing me some votes when I couldn't send.
You gotta have at least 15. At least every day from here on out, at least
15 votes or 15 points?
15 points. That's 1 vote.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did drop down from like my seasonal rank with the Celestial where I'm focusing like pretty much all of my votes except for a few on the Dynamic. I think I was in like 215th or something like that, in that range. And I dropped all the way down to 324th. What am I at right now? So just one day of like not really hammering the votes sent me down quite a bit. Yeah, 324. So that was tough, but I mean, that's just part of the game. Like I'm not, I can't, mindlessly do this all day, every day. And I respect those that are able to grind it that hard, but it was really nice just like unplugging and getting away for a bit.
Yeah, good for you.
Slowed down a lot now too, in like a good way where
I'm a little jealous, dude, because you are ranked 488 seasonal. Oh, wait, no, 300 something. You said 324, and I'm 488, and I've been grinding, dude. so I didn't even take a day off, man. And you're still ranked.
That makes me feel a little better, I guess.
I hope it does.
Are you still in that epic range at 4? Whatever.
Yeah. I'm still in the epic range according to this little line. I'm pretty close to a legendary, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it, dude.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get to 133 or 34 or whatever it is for legendary. But that's
what's the cutoff? What's the cutoff
I'd like
again?
To try.
I think it's like 133 or 134. It's in the 130s, I think, from what people have shared recently.
I'm just going to stay consistent, keep trying. My goal is to get plus 24 points every day. And man, 20 votes, I'm almost maxed out. I got a few votes that I want to be able to, been giving some votes away, like I'm probably going to do vote for a little bit so I can secure some plus 24 points. And that's kind of what my deal is. I got 20 votes so far and still plus 20 points. So hopefully I can end the night with, a couple more votes. I think I have. And
a couple votes for you, Nana.
And get 24.
To get there.
All right, Taylor. All right, Taylor.
Get that. I think it's kind of cool to see the leadership board and the daily leader and the seasonal and how it's weighted, right? Like, yes, today the first place person has 419 votes, second place has 285. But if you look at the difference, 45, 45, right? There's not a tremendous difference in that 200 votes. Third place, 35, right? So today, this Celestial 3483 has 21 votes, and it's at 236 for the day. That seems pretty decent, seasonal 367 right there with you guys in that epic range. I don't know that it could get to legendary, but it starts to become the question of like, how do you play this if you have multiples? Just how do you play this in general? Because if we go all the way down, like let's say level 100, 24 points. So you get, 33 votes as of today. I'm going to guess that's more like 65 by 10 a.m. cutoff tomorrow. You don't really need a ton to get there, right? I don't know. This whole voting system is very, very confusing overall, I think, for me. But how have you guys experienced it? What are you thinking? Because we're halfway in now, so I want to kind of hear like takeaways of the voting system, good, bad. Does it make sense for us yet, or are we just trying to do our best to fucking go with it because we have to?
Dude, probably a little bit of all of that. You know what I mean? I think it's really interesting how this social aspect of the game kind of plays into the rarity of the amp that you're getting. But at the same time, like, I get the feeling that this is going to change every single season. There's going to be different metas. There's going to be different mechanics at play. So, for right now, this has definitely, I'll say the positive thing first is this has gotten a lot of people who are playing the game to create content about the game on social media.
For sure.
Right? Like you got people posting their Forge, you got people commenting on Forges, you got people asking for votes, etc. There's incentives to do that. There's incentives to engage with each other. And that's something that I can see as a net positive for the entire game, in the ecosystem. And it really brings me back to the fact that this was initially for the club. This was initially for BAYC, MAYC holders, right? And so there's still that spirit there where it's like, yo, in the club, this is kind of what apes can do. Y'all can work together, figure it out. You know what I mean? And I do feel like many of us have. That being said, it's really tough. If you're not connected and you don't have the right place to land, or you're not in the right DMs, and also you may not even have all, maybe there's a group chat, but not 100% of those people have full integrity. You know what I mean? Because that's something that can be really tough as you collaborate. But I think there's all these lessons being learned, at least for myself, like, going into the Other Space Discord, managing the community. Like now we're having to like community manage, and thank God, Taylor is one of the moderators that raised their hand and stepped up, to help lead our forming guild, as we ramp up for Legends of the Morrow. But I think the takeaways for me has really been lessons on how to kind of organize as a community. And there's definitely pros and cons, you know, with all of this voting. It can get tedious. It can even get a little dull. And so now I'm starting to think more about like just upgrading my systems, so to speak, like making sure I have a good system for getting my votes in, have a good system for engaging with the community when I need to, and really trying to optimize that. But other than that, you know, it's like one of those things that if there wasn't that voting mechanic, then I'd probably have a hard time with these really long timers. You know what I'm saying? Like this timer, the 2 timers that I have going on right now are both 2 hours, 10 minutes each. Like it gives me a reason to go and, hey, maybe I got enough energy. Now I'm strategized to where it's like, okay, now that these are working for 2 hours, I got enough energy in the bank to go hunt for some votes. You know what I'm saying? So it's a strategic element. It's interesting, and I just hope that, you know, Yuga and as well as myself just continues to learn a lot about this, because I think it'll tie into some of the future games and activations.
Yeah, I agree. Taylor, what do you think, man? How has this experience been going for you in terms of the voting dynamics? What do you feel of it? Because, you know, for someone who just started as of new, I started this one just yesterday, kind of blank slate. I think it started 3 or 4 of them blank slate. Like, what are expectations that people can have of what they could get if they're starting today? You know, like 1 vote gets you 4,032, but it gets you 15 points. So, like you guys were saying earlier, you only need 15 or 20 points every day to get some of the, you know, just the common amp, right? Like, I don't know. Let's throw that out to you, Taylor. What are you thinking of it all?
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's people watching that are like on the fence about getting a heavy or not, like, I mean, one, the fact that like the announcement this past week came out that I think the Bored Ape tweet was like coming in heavy for Legends of the Mara. Like the fact that heavies are what seems to be allies in that whole activation and game. If people are like excited for that or, you know, ramping up for that, like that's a whole added incentive to have a heavy and to, you know, level it up and play the Forge just to get the amps needed to get to like Evo 2, Evo 3, whatever. I honestly am like kind of craving to like start a fresh Forge now that I know what I know now and all of the like information that's been put out through the community and everything. I don't think it's would be that difficult at all to literally start today and even in season 1 obtain like a rare amp. I really don't think it would be that difficult if you know, just got a heavy and we're focused on that one and started from scratch right now, knowing like what we know now about kind of the optimal like energy farming strategy. And that's kind of the best way to get, you know, more energy for more votes. Yeah.
I think it's interesting. A lot of it comes down to what Sean and I and many of us have talked about this whole time is what is your intention so far? Season 1 is been what 3 weeks long, or will be the entirety of 3 weeks long. Each season will be that long. There's 6 of them. It sounds like they've suggested, based on the tweet we referenced the other day, Sean, and that they're going to spin this whole dynamic on its head in a moment, right? Season 2 should be different, but there's a long time still in this game. So I think some people are building out quickly. Some people are building up for energy. You know, like we don't know what the correct meta is right now, but we know that for this season, a lot of people are starting to figure out what sort of amp can they actually get and what do they do with the votes that they have available to them.
Yeah.
It's really going to start to be a balancing game, I think.
I think the votes though have definitely like created some new ways we can engage with each other. Like, dude, I was just peeking in the heavy general chat in the Other Space Discord, and PP Man just hooked up Dad Judicator with 9 votes out of the blue, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, damn,
I mean, if there's anyone that deserves
the party right there, dude.
If there's anyone that deserves it, it's Dad Judicator. Like,
yeah, he deserves
I've been hanging out in the Other Space voice chat, like basically anytime I'm playing the Forge, and I don't think I've logged in once and like not seen him in there forging and live streaming. So that he is literally crushing it. So
he's crushing
just
it.
purely on like dedication.
Shout out to that adjudicator.
Yeah, he's very deserving of those 9 votes for sure. And I gotta just say, quick shout out for Other Space FM. Friday night, the vibes were next level. The Friday night orgy. If anyone has not come to hang out on a Friday night and play in the Forge, that was so much fun.
We'll have to do it again, dude. We'll have to do it again.
DJ Hot Mike was lit. the GIFs or GIFs, I don't know. I always say that wrong. They were popping off. It was a vibe in there for sure.
I'm gonna have to make sure to stay up a little bit longer, man. I heard it was good stuff, and to be honest with you, seeing all the community screenshots of the Discord and all the fun being had in there is part of why this game is so fun. Like I posted earlier on Twitter that this game is addictive, and there was somebody with a snarky answer of what exactly do you find about this addictive, and it's okay, well, the timing and the build and whatever, but the addictive part is going into the Discord and talking to my friends, and talking to these people who we've started to become really fucking close with, because we've spent 11 days straight together. I don't care if you spend 11 days straight with anyone, you're going to get to know them a little bit more, and we got
it's like low-key fucking Web3 summer camp, right?
100%, dude. We jump in at any time. Anyone here? And the 3 people, yep, I'm here listening.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yo, SniperBot said, how can I call in and put Baron in the hot seat?
Hey, we don't do that, dog. Like, there's no hot seat. You just gotta chill, buddy. Just chill. No, so look at this is SniperBot's land. This is the beginning. Look at this is what it's about. Slow and steady.
The beginning. Yes.
And this is what Taylor was talking about the other day. If I would have known what I know now, this is how I'd build it out. As few tiles as possible. I open the portal. I erase the 6 that I needed. I'm gonna level these bitches up to 16, and then little by little.
Hey, you know what? Look at how much it is to speed that up. 188 gears. That's like 1 ape coin. Like for me, throwing some ape coin on that, it definitely helps speed up your process, especially with upgrading tiles. Not that I've thrown a bunch, but I did throw I did dedicate some ape coin to just kind of upgrade some of these tiles. And, particularly right before I go to sleep, sometimes like I'll be 2 or 3 tiles away from upgrading a portal. And so I might just be like, you know what, I'll just upgrade these. I'll throw some ape coin or some gears at like these 2 tiles, just so I can speed through those and get started on upgrading that portal that's going to take 6.5 hours. So those are some of the times when I decide to, throw some gears at those tiles. But I'm looking pretty good, dude. I'm look at this. Level 16 almost right here. So we got a nice average going on. Average tile level 16 right now. So tonight I'm going to upgrade this portal from a level 8 to a level 9.
Nice.
Get that energy capacity up. I need 1,600,000 energy for that. And then same with this portal. So now that I got my tiles upgraded, I'm ready to upgrade those portals, and then I'm going to start venturing off. So just racking up this energy right now. Same over here with my secondary one. This one, I'm like at the cusp with Epic. You know what I'm saying? So this is my second one. I've been putting all of my votes toward 2411, which is this one on the left, this owl.
Oh, nice.
And
that's a nice one, dude. That's a really cool one.
Dude, I love that trait. I love the starry owl trait.
Man. Owl gang. I got 2 owls, one celestial and one bio owl.
Yep, we've been playing the owl song too. Almost every day. And then so this one right here, like I'm not scoring like crazy daily points every day, only like right now, plus 15. Hopefully I can get plus 18. I was on the grind to do plus 20 each day, but that may have very well taken away from my ability to score plus 24 each day on this. But at the same time, I'm just trying to balance it a little bit. This is nice, because my night is just kind of, came in late in the game, and already has caught up to the forge capacity and almost at the same average tile level. So the fact that I got to start off clean, just like you did just now, Jason, that really helped. Just starting off clean, upgrade those 4 tiles, upgrade that first portal, kicked off another 5 kicked off 30 and then deleted to 9. So I can get that second portal upgrade and just been grinding since. And, this one is going to be my fuck around, forge, where I'll have all this energy and I'm not going to do a whole lot of planning. I'm just going to kind of like see where inspiration hits and start building out. But some of these other ones I may have like a few other plans for.
Nice, man. It's kind of awesome to hear the plans start to formulate in front of us where the growth happens. But I heard your one point where you said, pushing some votes towards one may have pulled back what you could have got with one of them in terms of rewards. And that's what I was talking about earlier, the balance, right? Like yesterday on my 594 Reaver, I got the most votes I had ever gotten, which was 50 in one day.
Congrats. That's a lot.
It was amazing. It was a grind. I'm out here literally asking people to donate and just like, if you got any spare votes, I'll take one. Like doing whatever it takes, right? Doing my 1-for-1 energy votes until I'm out. But then I realized, oh, this is a point system and that doesn't fucking matter, right? Like what matters is how many daily points I get. And I keep thinking about Spencer's marathon reference where it really comes down to, how many days are you going to show up? How consistent can you be with this value, right? So like Taylor took a day off, but he must have had a high enough, multiple pre-days where that didn't affect him really that much, where you said you've been grinding every day, but it's still not at the same number, right? So it becomes a balancing act. This game is way more complicated than I thought it was going to be at the beginning, when I simply thought it was like Clash of Clans and Sims mixed together. No, not at all.
Dude, my ass downloaded Farmville. You know what I mean? God damn. So I was like, downloading, like, oh, I heard it was like Farmville. I was like, damn, I never played Farmville. I haven't even played Clash of Clans, dude. So all of those things, I was just like, shit, I gotta catch up. And I started downloading all these games. And then, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to wait. And then, you know what? I feel good. I feel really good about just kind of coming in here, knowing what I know, knowing what it takes to grind. And I feel the edge. I truly feel the edge that I have is within the Other Space FM community, dude. Because that is absolutely where I'm hearing every single person's strategy. I'm able to share my thoughts. Some are validated. Some get contrasted with even a better strategy or a good lesson learned from someone's mistake. And so that has been like the real alpha right there. And then just kind of wrapping our heads around like, okay, think about this holistically. How do we organize these conversations and the needs for all these players? You know what I mean? And that's been fun to kind of work out and use Other Space FM's Discord almost like as an experiment, where we can like really design it to help facilitate these conversations and, actions amongst each other, facilitate that collaboration.
If anyone out there actually wants to join the Other Space FM Discord, the best way to do it is go to otherspace.fm, our website. I said that super oddly, but otherspace.fm. Go all the way to the bottom. Yeah. There's a Discord link, and you can find it and join us and hang out. Because this has become, Sean, you said something very important earlier, was you got to find that trusted group, right? And at this point now, I love going into the Other Space FM voice channel, because I could jump in there and quickly go, hey, who's got votes to trade? And Taylor will pop up, hey, I got one ready to go, boom, and it's done, right? And that makes this much easier, because you don't want to spend all your time chasing votes, right? Like I know many people have found their set trades every day, and then you maybe have a few extra because it's that exponential energy growth, you know? So
Yeah, you
it's
know
quite an
what?
interesting game.
That's something I actually just implemented. Like at first it was like coming up with a system for Twitter votes, and it was working pretty good, but I'll be honest, the initial group, maybe it was formed a little too early because it is not reciprocated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we got more than 20 people in that group.
For what?
I'm
The socials?
for the Twitter votes. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, why am I wasting all this energy when I'm like yesterday I landed like 4 out of 20. So I know people who are saying like, hey, GM and I voted, whatever. Not everyone.
No.
Guaranteed, not everyone, dude.
I had one today.
Yeah, so you know what? Like it was a good lesson learned. And also it just kind of made me give sus eyes to a bunch of people in there because the real ones, you know, I want to be able to take whoever was actually doing it. Let's form another group. We're definitely going to do that. But I didn't, and because of that experience, I don't think I was ready for the energy votes to be daily. And so now that I see who shows up every fucking day, who shows up and is, you know, has, you know, great integrity, I've been able to recognize some of those people and be able to come up with my own spreadsheet where I know I'm going to be trading votes with these people daily.
Yeah, I just started one of those with like Miker and some of the guys like other page that I work with closely, and that's nice because you just know those are coming in and they're easy to hit like each day. And it's like trusted people. That's also the nice thing about the voice chat in the Other Space FM Discord. Like I pretty much hang out in there whenever I'm on and I'm like doing stuff in one of my forges, and like I've gotten to know so many of the people in that voice chat that I know they're good for the vote. There's no question if like they're going to send it back or not. And like, I'm basically at the point with any of those people where like, I don't care if they send receipts. Like I can see that the vote came in and like, don't have to worry about any of that.
At some point, you know, then it just becomes like, you know, you just got to trust. And you know what, just going back to this whole opinion on the voting mechanism, trust is definitely something that kind of reminds me of just being a part of this club. Because Jason, I don't know if you remember, and I don't even know if it's even wise to say this on the live stream, but remember the doggo that's, you know, I was like, hey, I need a doggo if like to claim some ape coin. and you had reached out also to see if anyone had just the doggo, and someone someone sent me one of the other apes will remain nameless because I don't even know, but sent me their dog in my wallet so I can claim the ape coin, and then I sent the dog and the ape coin back, and it was like those types of moves that were like, yo, that's crazy that there's this level of trust in that. And you know what? Like part of forming communities is trust. You got to be able to count on people. You got to be able to do these things. And, you know, Jason, we were talking about it is like the behaviors, right? The behaviors and what we're, you know, whether they're trained behaviors or expected behaviors, like we get to experience some of these behaviors. People who we know we can't trust now, because there's definitely people I've seen in the Discord where I'm like, fuck this person, I'm not trusting them. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And then there's other people where I'm like, oh, I already know just based on how they play the game, how much respect they have and the integrity they have as they show up every day. That helps build credibility and trust, you know, and that's a big part of forming communities.
Yeah.
You know, so that's something this experience has definitely kind of helped me understand and realize.
I mean, to your point, 11 days in, if you can't judge I hate to say it this way, but if you can't tell, kind of the base of someone after spending a good amount of time with them in 11 days, you're not going to be able to grasp a lot of things, right? And so when we're in the voice chat and certain people are like, "Do I have to send receipts anymore?" No, we've been doing this every day for 11 days at a very high pace, but there is still a need for receipts when you're still building and developing that relationship, right? And so a lot of it comes down to best practices, and after a week plus of best practices, you now feel that your new best practice is slightly different because your comfort level has changed tremendously. I think this would be a good thing to pivot and touch on, because SniperBot does ask a great question, and I think somebody out there who's new to this system might appreciate is,
Yeah.
could you explain what this game is in 5 minutes or less, to someone who knows nothing about it? I think there'd be a fun attempt for all of us to try that. I know I'd struggle with basics. So Taylor, would you want to kick it off, and maybe we'll go around and throw out, what this game is to someone who doesn't know what it is?
Shit, talk about hot seat.
Yeah. If you're not ready,
Taylor,
if you're not ready,
Taylor, why don't
Sean's
you
ready.
go ahead?
Oh no, let me pass the buck.
Yeah. Explain like what the game is.
Yeah,
let's reposition that question. Let's explain this game to your grandma who's never heard of it before. What are you saying to her?
Oh shit.
Explain this game to my grandma. Man, I don't even know where to start. I have no idea. I don't even know if there's anything that I could like relate it to for my grandma who's never done anything like this at all. But
how about this? If you're trying to explain this game to, a good friend that you have, but they're not into NFTs or Web3. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of like, I think you need to set a like base, like foundational layer of like what NFTs are, and then the focal point is really this concept of like dynamically evolving NFTs, because this is like what's really I've been, not like toot my own horn kind of thing, but like I've been talking about dynamic NFTs for the last like year and a half, 2 years. Like this is where, in my opinion, like NFTs become the most valuable. They'll be utilized in like really, really cool implementations of reputation systems, which is like some of the stuff that I'm working on. But the idea that like by putting time and effort into something, into a game, in this particular instance, the NFT that you're using in the game is essentially accruing points, reputation, a level of status by like which amps you get, and then that will increase its value over time. So you're basically putting effort into, an asset that has some sort of market monetary value based on demand and interest, and will increase in terms of its value based on how much effort you put into it. I mean, that's kind of like at its simplest form, the best way that I could explain it. Like the style of the game and the mechanics of the game is a whole different thing, but I think the most important concept is the former.
So the question we got to ask is did you think your grandma could not understand that because your best friend understood it?
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have related it to something that my grandma's done.
Let me give this a shot.
That was a great answer, Taylor. Great.
I like it, Taylor. And you know what? You're definitely, you have such a great knowledge of where this is all heading, because, really the concept of dynamic NFTs is really fascinating, and the potential. If I was to explain it to someone, especially in 5 minutes or less, I would say, this is a game where you have a character, and that character gets to evolve, and you really determine its evolution throughout this experience. And there's going to be multiple games that you're going to be able to use this character in. The first game that we're able to use this character in is HV-MTL Forge. And right now, this character is building out a really cool forge, and we're determining the energy capacity it's going to have before it goes through the rift. And once it goes through the rift, it's going to be a completely different game. So it's going to be more so like a dungeon crawler, but your character stays and it continues to build on that same character. All of this is really enabled by the fact that your character is an NFT. You know what I mean? So I think that's what's really dope about what we're doing right now is that we're taking this character, this heavy, and we are playing mini games with it, but it's all going to lead to another future activation. And I think that's what's really exciting about it. And that's why I decided to have a heavy and not necessarily sell it, as I could have, because these were also given to BAYC and MAYC club members for free. And so that was one of the benefits of holding a BAYC or MAYC is that we are able to get one of these characters. And if you're not a gamer, you could have sold it, and that could have been your pathway to saying like, hey, you know what? This is not for me. I'd actually see more value in having some extra ether, But for myself, I really want to develop my characters, and I want to see where this goes, and I want to do my best to prepare for what's coming amongst the rift right now. And so right now for this game, there's two kind of metas that I think are really at play. One is to build up your power or energy capacity. And you can do that by upgrading these portals. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm building and upgrading these portals. And the other is to create a really dope forge. You know what I mean? So you're able to lay out these tiles, but not only lay out the tiles, you can put decorative objects on there and get really creative. And what's cool about that is people in the community who also have a heavy can vote on it. And those votes actually accumulate to a seasonal leaderboard where you can earn an amp at the end of each season. And there are 6 seasons. And to get through the rift by the end of season 3, you're going to need 3 amps. So the idea is get the best rarity amp that you can possibly get in each season, or at least get an amp by laying at least one tile down that season, and you'll be prepared to go through the rift and see what's next. And so, I love that's kind of my explanation, but I love the emphasis on the character being able to participate in multiple experiences from here on out. So we have this mini game, but there's going to be some other mini games that are coming out. Wait till we fight against other heavies. Wait till we upgrade from an Evo 1 to an Evo 2, and then now we're focusing on maybe upgrading our weapon systems instead of building out our forge.
Yeah.
What about you, Jay? Why don't you give it a shot?
All right. Yeah. Now that I've had time to think and stew and listen to both of those amazing answers, I'm going to throw something completely different at everybody from the man wearing the ape head. Okay. Have you ever wanted to pay thousands of dollars to play a game that you don't know the rules to? Well, here we have heavy metal, because that's exactly what the fuck we're doing. Okay. I would love to be, slick and tell you guys I knew what we're doing, but for the last 11 days, I've been building out various different heavy metals to do what I've thought was the best thing, but I don't know it to be for sure. That's why we've been cataloging this entire experience so we can look back and figure out what path was the right one and which one wasn't.
I love that.
If you really think there's a benefit to playing this game, then there will be. And if you want to sell it, do it. That's simply it. It's a game. We're having fun, and we're doing it because we want to have fun. Some of us want to make money, and I definitely think the grind, the reason we put in this insane amount of time is for that financial reward, which in this game will be through the amps. We're going to get different amps, and based on those, you could decide to use them or sell them. We're going to get 6 of them over the next, how many ever seasons we have in front of us, like Sean just said. You only need 3 of them to evolve your heavy. That means if you play the season all the way through, you may have some extras to sell, which could benefit you financially, or maybe you trade and you end up with something better and you have a stronger game piece to play with whatever we're leaning towards, right? But let me start back where Sean said Bored Apes and Mutants got these as gifts for being part of the club. I've been in the club since the beginning, and I'm very, very privileged to be in that reality, right? And I know that completely. So for me, I don't have anything other than the curiosity of to see where this goes. That's different than most people, and I understand that, right? So I don't know what this game is, but I want to see where it goes so badly that I've been putting in over probably 10 hours a day into this game. I think there's a lot of different ways to play the game. We've discovered many of them over the last 11 days, but we don't know which one is correct. We have no idea what's coming next. We don't know the rules of the game really, other than build out tiles, acquire energy, connect to the portals. That's what we know right now. So for someone coming into the game right now, trying to figure out, is this the game for me to jump into? Maybe, maybe not. How much energy do you want to put into it, right? A lot of us are putting a lot of our own energy into it and finding community members we want to spend time with. We're going to other Space FM Discord. We're finding opportunities to hang out on Friday night Forges, other nights, just making the most of the in between the time, right? Because if I was playing this game by myself, I'd be bored as shit.
Yo.
And you know that's true, right?
Yeah, man.
And probably so does every other person on the Bored Ape squad, and that's why there's a lot more to this game than just that, right? And Sean, that's what you said earlier, the in-between time. I'm like, all right, I got the next thing I can do on my build right now of the 4 I have building is 14 minutes. So I'm like, cool, I could go into Twitter, see if some homies need some Twitter votes. I could go handle some business, I don't know what we're building towards. We've been speculating like crazy. It's super fun. But at this point, too, when I'm starting new ones, like the one that I was just delegated a day and a half ago, or shit, yesterday, time is crazy. I don't know how far I can get this one on seasonal, right? It had 0 points as of yesterday, which gets it still just a common app. That's going to be way better than most people who don't even play this, right?
No, you'll be able to get uncommon. You'll be able to get uncommon.
I don't doubt it. Look, one vote today got it to 4,230th.
Yeah.
Without even playing it, it's at 10,422. Boom. There you go.
Not to interrupt you, because your explanation is awesome, man. On fire. But if you're not fucking playing your heavies right now, you're wasting valuable time.
Yeah.
Like, yo, tap into the community, get that shit delegated ASAP. Because if it is sitting there and you're not doing anything about it, every single day that passes, it's just going to make it harder and harder to get a better amp at the end of the season.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but the season ends in 10 days, 12 hours, 8 minutes, and 40 some seconds and counting down. So that is there. It is a literal clock counting down till the moments are over.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're trying, if you have freaking heavies in your wallet and you aren't getting at least 15 points a day, you need to hit us up. You need to hit us up. you absolutely need to hit us up.
This is actually a good thing that
do that shit for free.
And I've been talking to some friends who, there's some people in the community who are, okay, let's not talk about the buying and selling of votes. That's a whole separate entity. That I respect the hustle. Baron Von Hustle respects the hustle, trust. But for your point of, there's some people out there who are just getting started, you're going to be significantly further along when you get to an Evo 2, when many people still just have an Evo 1, right? Because they're just not going to, it's not that they're not going to have one. It'll just be an Evo 1, and that'll be it, right? So the Evo 2, the Evo 3, that's when you're going to find a rarity structure at such a significantly different level. I don't think there's going to be that many Evo 3s, to be real honest with you. Taylor, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be, I'm kind of like in between on that, because you can buy the amps on secondary. So like anyone that wants to get enough amps to Evo 3, if they want to spend the ETH, they can do it, you know? Like the amps will be there. All you have to do, you might not get like, you know, however many legendary amps to do Evo 3, but if you wanted to just get enough amps to do the Evo, you can. Like, there will be amps for pretty much every heavy that participates in the Forge. So I think, like, you know, for some people might not even play the Forge at all, and they might just buy amps on secondary and evolve their heavy. I mean, that's
Right.
totally a game plan that someone, you know, could use.
Well, and that's great for the people who are gonna take advantage of all that 6, but they only need 3, right? So there's that structure as well.
And you know what, dude? I don't think, what was there? 10,000 apes, 20,000 mutants. So that's the possibility of 30,000 sewer passes. That dwindled down because we had a gang of sewer passes that didn't even convert it to a freaking power source for a heavy metal, right? And then we're going to need amps to evolve this. Yo, it's going to dwindle down to, like, Evo 3s are going to probably be less than 10K.
And then legendary Evo 3s, epics, even, you know what I mean? Like, that's
so,
where you...
and instead of just like a RNG, like a random, you know, trait that you'll get, you actually, it's incentivizing people who are participating to get better traits as they go along. And you know what? I think this is really, really cool. You know, it started off with the sewer pass being an interactive, skill-based mint. You know what I mean? So already we were signing up for something that was very different and, you know, pushing kind of the space into a new direction. Yo, I see the homie Anthony that's in there right now. He's just getting started. And also Nifty Central had said it's better to start up later because so many lessons learned that will get you caught up much faster.
Yeah, 100%.
And I agree with that. If you're starting right now, there are some efficient ways. Like, look at this. The one that Baron is also just got delegated to. Real nice and easy, 4-tile setup. You already got your forge capacity going. Here's the thing. If you're just getting started, it might not seem like super fun to just build up the energy, but the way we're seeing it is you got to zoom out. Each season is 3 weeks long, and then there's 6 seasons,
right?
And then 3 seasons, which is 9 weeks, until we actually get to go through the rift, which is going to change the game. And so right now, this whole first week has been just about, like, at least for many of us that have been in the other space Discord, we're like, you know what? This is a marathon, right? We heard that several times.
Yeah.
Let's get our energy up first, because that's going to help us unlock a lot of the blueprints. It's going to help us unlock the ability to design what we want. So this entire week has been just kind of, you know, building up some of these portals. I know some people have multiple strategies, you know what I mean? Which is dope. And I can't speak for every single person in the Other Space FM Discord, but
I can, so I will. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, you're absolutely right, man. There's a million different strategies, and we're learning so much daily.
Real quick, Jay, like, speak on the fact that, you know, there was some alpha given, yesterday, 2 days ago, about your energy capacity that translates to a battery when you go through the rift. And that's going to determine the amount of energy your battery is going to have to determine how far and how long you can go in the rift.
But it counters the leaderboard voting system, it sounds like. So, you know, it sounds like you're going to need that energy to get a battery to go into the rift, or you can vote. That's how I perceived it. But PP Ban also put out some good posts yesterday, which basically, if I understood it correctly, mainly insinuated that collecting energy is kind of the most important part of this game right now. So,
wait, PP Man said what?
if I understood his post correctly yesterday, he put out a 3-part thread. If I understood it correctly, I may be wrong, but I understood it as such that
Okay.
collecting energy was the most important part of this game right now.
You know, it's interesting
to simplify it.
It's interesting because I'd love if you can somehow find that post or tweet, because PP Man has been really calling out people who have been designing their forges really well. I go to PP Man and his Twitter account for getting put on for, like, when I'm inspired for design, like I go to PP Man's Twitter and I'm looking at like the forges that he's scoping out, because he is definitely offering up votes to people who went not the energy route, but the design route.
Yo, did you see real quick the sphere that just popped up in Vegas? Amazing. Hold on, I'm looking for his post right now. That was incredible. Okay. Incredible. Let me find this post, and then we're gonna wrap shortly after this, guys, because we got to go into the Discord. We got to go forge it up. And trade some votes. Shout out to Adam Weissman also for picking up this beautiful Mega Demon.
Oh,
so good.
And you know what?
That is like one of the coolest megas. Micah and I were just chatting about that when it got posted. So fire.
Okay. Let me read this, and if I'm incorrect, wait, July 8th? Yeah, that was yesterday. Okay, cool. Check out this thread for some key info that has to be shared for the Forge. Amps do not differ in rarity within respect ranges, meaning that legendary amp equals legendary amp. We talked about that yesterday. There's no difference between first place and 133rd place. I know it says first and 50, same shit. To enter the rift when it opens, you'll need to be connected to the giant black portal by either having the portal attached to it, unlocked, or by having at least one connecting tile. We had anticipated that before, right? The rift will open after season 3 ends, so there's plenty of time to get there and no need to rush. Guys, we're in season 1. We're halfway through it. You don't have to, it won't open until season 3. There's no need to like quickly build, right? Patience. Level up your shit. That's what I got out of that. The rift will open. We read that. You should focus on building up your max energy capacity ahead of the rift opening.
Okay.
Right? That's important.
That's alpha. I wasn't even paying attention to the majority of what you just read, but that last piece like really caught my attention.
That's all you should focus on building up your max energy capacity ahead of the and good night, everybody.
That sounded like advice.
That's like, hey, listen, I'm paying. Okay. The breakdown for how your daily votes play into the seasonal standings. Ben talked about that. That's the only fucking sentence that mattered to the whole thing, is this last one. You should focus on building up your max energy capacity ahead of the rift opening.
There it is, guys.
It's not till season 3. So for season 1, season 2, build up your energy capacity. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
This motherfucker's really about to end the stream.
Mic drop.
But that's where we've been leaning, is build up your energy capacity. So there's no reason to jump and touch the 3rd and 4th portal right away. You have a whole nother season to do that. Now, will there be other tasks? We don't know, but
well, here's the thing. All right, 3rd and 4th portal, that is, based off of what you like, the order that you actually do it in, right? So, it's hard to, because some people say, all right, portal number 1, I would say, is obviously the one on the left. Like, that's portal number 1. Portal number 2 is probably the one right above that. But and portal number 3, you can maybe argue like that's the one on the very top left. And then there's one on the right that maybe we're considering portal number 4. And so I'm almost thinking I'm going to beeline over to portal number 4. Because there's the no shit and the clean slate power-ups that come out of that portal. And I might like that. And then before the rift, I need to connect to the main rift portal, or that portal that's on that top left. And so that's kind of how I plan on like building out the foundation for my Rift right now. But definitely you have to build that up before the Rift. All right. You know, I feel like Jason went AFK on this. He did a mic drop because I still see his screen shared. But you know what, Taylor, why don't we begin to wrap this up, dude? So I'm really curious to hear what are some of the things that you're working on right now? What's kind of keeping you inspired as you play HV-MTL Forge? You know, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just kind of like slowed down a lot. Like for me, just like kind of slowly leveling some tiles, and the Forge Designer link that I think you've shared quite a bit in the Discord is super helpful in like kind of planning ahead now. Like after deleting a bunch to level up portals, now knowing like, all right, where do I actually want to place these things when like, they're probably going to stay there for a while?
Are you using this Forge Designer?
I am, yeah. I am. Yeah, that's been super helpful. And I think that's like what's keeping me engaged is I'm like excited to build out the things that, you know, the like ideas I've created for what I want my different forges to look like. So yeah, mostly just like leveling up these portals, not trying to rush through stuff like I was in the beginning, and just kind of like enjoying the ride. And yeah.
Dope.
Gotta enjoy the ride.
Kind of just going crazy right now. But yeah, dude, I think this Forge Designer is super sick, man. I don't know who did it, so it's hard for me to like give the credit where credit's due, but atlascorp.io. You know, shout out to you. I hope to see you continue to innovate on this. It would be cool to maybe see some decorative objects. You know, I know, shout out Other Side Wiki. They even created a template that really helped us figure out the grid layout. I think that's one of the most coolest things that people are experiencing right now is the community tools that are being built. Yeah. And, you know, we saw that because we're really tapped into the Other Side community, you know, and the Other Side community, I feel like there are so many people within the Other Side community that already like had a head start on creating community tools, you know, and like creating apps around the Other Side, like Other Side Wiki, like Rara Avis, like Other Page, like all of these, you know, community tools that we're not relying on Yuga to build. And so it's really cool to see this. You know, we saw that in Dookie Dash as well with the leaderboards, you know, where we got to see like get updates on the leaderboards. Someone actually created that, you know, tapped into the APIs that were offered. But, you know, I think that's what's exciting when you start really emphasizing like what is possible with the community. And I think the Other Side, there's a huge emphasis on co-creating with the community. So I can't wait to see how this becomes a testament for what's to come for the Other Side. And I truly think it is. You know what I mean? Like this is really a test for how we can organize, how we can collaborate. And then when Legends of the Mara comes out, it's on. It's fucking on, dude.
Yeah, you guys are definitely going to want to join Other Space FM Discord and the guild that we're growing there, because this is a beta. This is a beta. Like we
welcome back, Jason.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Hey, you know, when monkey calls, monkey goes.
Oh,
listen, I love you guys. This has been a fun night. I love doing the nightcap edition. I think we should do it more often. There's a ton of stuff going on. So many different heavy metals to be pet. I hope you guys have a blast over the next, 10.5 days we have left until season 2 kicks off. Sean, I want to throw this out to you. Did you know that next week is 1 year anniversary of Other Space FM?
You better believe it. You better believe it. You know, what was it? I think I put it on our collective calendar that we share, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, July 16th is the anniversary of the first trip, which
next Sunday.
which happens to be the first time that you kicked off a space. And we all kind of debriefed the first trip and the other side, and that is what really was the genesis of Other Space. You know, we're like, we gotta keep this going. And
we
so,
literally have not missed one show since that Thursday, and I can't believe how fast that year has gone.
Yeah, shout out Vicky. Shout out to everyone that, you know, continued to show up since then. And you know, it's crazy that we decided to commit to this, but there are so many other people that are in for the ride, you know, that really believe in, you know, as a creator or a builder, that the other side is going to bring some really, really awesome opportunities and experiences for us all. At the end of the day, I think it comes down to shared experiences, and
100%.
HV-MTL Forge is a shared experience. I think we're going to be able to look back at this and laugh and just kind of like, you know, just be able to laugh at like what the fuck just happened and what we all went through together. And so to know that there's going to be some experiences on the horizon is really exciting. And that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that the other side is going to be where all roads lead to. And if you got to check out the Improbable MLB experience just, I think yesterday, that may give you, that was cool. That was cool. But it was interesting to see what sort of reality from there may end up in the other side, you know? So it's hard for us not to look at everything through a lens of other side, because for us, all roads lead to the other side, you know?
It really does. And we saw this like, yo, you know what? HV-MTL Forge is going to be a really great way for us to learn how we can organize our Discord to work with each other and really like optimize the way we can collaborate as a community. Absolutely. And so far, I think there are some really good telltale signs that there are some things that are working. You know what I mean? We're getting great feedback. We're having a lot of new learns and experiences that we're having to go through with community management and things like that. But for the most part, it's been overwhelmingly positive. Yeah. And I can't wait until we can figure out how to get this to scale, you know, get this to bring this to Legends of the Mara or Battletown, you know, for season 2 of 10KTF. Like there's so many things that we ourselves are passionate and, you know, excited about, that, you know, if there's a place for people who are also passionate or curious about this stuff, we hope that Other Space can be a place for you to get the most to enhance your experience with it.
I appreciate that so much. Sean, Taylor, thank you guys again for hanging out. Day 11 of our live gameplay has been fantastic. We got 10 more days of live gameplay coming. Then we'll decide if we're doing season 2, but we committed to doing every single day of season 1, and we're going to make sure to do that. Taylor, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for being a mod in the community, man. Do you have any parting words as we roll out?
No, I mean, this was great. Great time as always. And yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Beautiful, guys. If you haven't
Thanks
already,
for everyone tapping in. You know, the chat's been on fire. Like, really appreciate you all showing up, showing love. Man, that's what makes it worth it. So appreciate everyone tapping into the chat.
Love that. I would take a final sip to enjoy the end of this evening. Thank you, everyone, for tapping in. If you haven't already, go to otherspace.fm to join the Discord. The link is all the way at the bottom of our website. That's also where you can find all the other great videos and content we put out as often as we do. If you haven't given us a subscribe, please do so. Like the video so other DGens can find us. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow. Maybe at the nighttime, maybe in the afternoon. TBD.
Yeah, if you ain't having fun, then you're doing it wrong. All right, so make sure you're having fun. If you're doing it wrong, then hit us up.
Cheers, guys. Good night.
Peace.